Welcome back to Off Topic with Kadeem.
Hey guys, welcome back. It's Doug. Kadeem, we took a little bit of time off. Busy schedules. You moved into your house.
Yeah,
We don't have to go into details. We know it's not been great for you, but it is cool you have your own house now.
you want to burn a lot of money, buy a house. The best thing I can tell you, buy a house.
But at least you're a homeowner, so that is a positive
Yeah,
overall. Anything else happened to you this week? We know we just saw the Celtics beat the Hawks. Anything else you
that
got
was
going on?
great. No, just that. A lot of trips to Lowe's. Um, had to find out how much new water heaters are. Stuff like that. Like
It's great.
that's been my life. So
Just
that's
get
about it.
punched in the dick repeatedly.
That's exactly what this feels like.
Well, one day it'll be a beautiful home.
Thank you. All right. Well, in our time off since we've last seen each other, of course, there's been a new chapter of One Piece,
Yes.
chapter 1081. It left us off with this picks up where it left off with Garp and his assault on the Blackbeard pirates to get Kobe back. What did you think of this week?
Um, I thought it was another solid chapter. It's cool, man. I like. Here's the thing: we've only seen Garp really like. I think we saw Garp punch Marco,
Hmm.
and we saw him get really angry, but not be able to fight out a Kanu. So it's nice to see him actually like go one on one with somebody, and not like have it be a legend like with hockey Conehead.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The guy where he trained by destroying
Yeah,
mountains. It's
yeah.
nice to see him actually like fight somebody, and Aokiji's like the perfect opponent because he's his original student. There's
Hmm.
nice backstory, and now Aokiji's the 10th commander of the Blackbeard Pirates, which is really cool actually in my opinion. Like Blackbeard went out and got one of the
Strongest.
12 strongest guys in the verse just as his 10th commander. That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
Um, Overall, really cool. I enjoyed it. What did you think about the information we got? A little bit of the backstory, and where you think the chapter is going next.
So I really liked it. Like to me, this chapter reminded me a lot of early One Piece, especially the part where like you saw Aokiji like drinking with the Blackbeard pirates, and they were all laughing and hanging out. Like you used to get a lot of moments like that with the Straw Hats, of them
Mm-hmm.
kind of like bonding and coming together. So I like that a lot. As far as where I think it's going, I think it's going to be Aokiji who probably takes down Garp, and it's because he said he called himself that Garp's former favorite protege.
Yeah.
So clearly they know so much, and I don't know if Garp can come at Aokiji with killing intent, knowing that that was his protege.
Okay.
Um, I believe Garp will do what it takes for Kobe and the rest of Sword to get out,
Yeah.
but I think he'd rather do that and let Aokiji kill him than kill, his former student. What do you think?
I wanted to like touch back on a theory you used to have a while back. I think this kind of could bring it full circle.
Mm,
Is the theory of Kobe eventually taking Akanu's or not Akiji's fruit
mm-hmm,
because uh, if Aokiji kills Garp, defeats Garp, that gives Kobe the revenge factor and going after Aokiji down the line and
mm-hmm.
potentially getting his fruit. So it's just like it possibly could bring your theory back together. Um, I'm ready for somebody to take out Garp and get the notoriety for it. I think that's going to be big for Blackbeard's crew.
That'd be
Um,
tough.
but to me, Aokiji hasn't gotten serious yet, and um, he's got one of the top devil fruits in the verse.
Mm,
He literally froze the Blackbeard pirates, and it was nothing. Uh,
instantly.
to me, he's probably tied for second strongest member in the crew. We still haven't seen Shiryu do anything, which
Mm.
makes little sense. So yeah, I mean, to me, it's a massive pickup, and I also think now the Straw Hats need another member
So,
potentially, and his name's Trafalgar D. Waterlaw.
So yeah,
Go
we're
ahead.
gonna get into Law getting the Eustace Kid treatment. Uh,
Yeah, in a way. I mean, he got beat. He got beat
but
soundly. He wasn't destroyed.
here's the thing: Blackbeard was literally about to take his power and sell it. The difference between Kid and Law is Tony Chopper. If
Yeah,
Chopper
I
had
mean,
given if Chopper had given Killer a rumble ball, something this might have went different. But
Killer in Sulong form is a wild proposition.
no, I think the biggest difference in their fight is you can tell Blackbeard I don't think took Law as seriously as he should have when it first started.
No, and you could tell that
Um,
by the way the sniper talked to him in the
mhm,
fight. But the problem is, I don't think it's the same because Shanks used one attack, however you want to shape it up.
mhm,
Blackbeard still brought two other commanders,
mhm,
and the battle obviously lasted longer than one attack. It's still both of them got beat. It really is just splitting hairs on like it's like a fandom stupidity thing. Is Law stronger than Kid? Is Kid stronger than Law? It doesn't. They both got their asses kicked at the end of the
mhm.
day. It just happened that Chopper's a great doctor and he gave Beepo a boost. And I'll tell you what, a polar bear Sulong is fucking cool, man. He
Terrifying.
was massive,
It was
massive.
terrifying. And the fact that Blackbeard even said, "Is that a Sulo?" Like that was
And not,
great.
I mean, knocked Blackbeard back. He was getting hit by the sniper bullets. It was impressive. I don't know how Beepo survived. Beepo doesn't have a devil fruit, so he can survive in the water.
Yeah, yeah. He's just
How
I
long
mean,
can Law survive in the water?
so Law can't move
I know, but that's what I mean.
in
But
the
he can't.
water, but he should. I mean, however long he could hold his breath, I guess.
Yeah. So I mean, at least they're getting away. I don't know where they go with Law from here. At least Blackbeard's not immortal. I think that was a positive.
I'm thinking, and this is just me. The fact that Law got away actually makes me think that him and Kid are gonna come back. Um,
I just
I
think
think
why would they show one guy escaping and not the other? Like it was a much different way that it ended. He ended at
only be,
by himself with nobody around to save him. Like it's a different
only
way of like
because
being there.
only because I think some if Kid survives, I think somebody's gonna have to save him. But the fact that it showed like both of their ships got destroyed, um, like I think in a way though that was kind of similar. But like you said, somebody. But here's the thing: somebody's going to have to save Beeple and Law because he can't swim with him forever. And we know how big the One Piece world is. It's not like he can just swim across the ocean or something. So both of them are going to need to get saved. And I think what I can see for Law for sure is I can see like at the end when we get to like final wartime, Law essentially fighting as part of the Straw Hat Fleet.
Yeah, I mean,
Kid, that's not as much in his personality, but like let's just say Shanks is at stake and Kid feels like if I work with Straw Hat, I get another shot at Shanks. I can see Kid, having another alliance type deal.
okay, but how is Luffy gonna feel about Kid fighting Shanks in front of him? Are you saying if it's known that Shanks is a bad guy
I
or
mean,
a
possibly.
competitor for the Pirate King spot? Because
Here's
I
the
don't know how
thing.
they're gonna make Luffy fight him. Like Shanks is gonna have to do something to Luffy, in my opinion, to make him fight.
Well, Shanks is going after the One Piece now.
I know, but that's
Remember,
still like I
so
don't know. It just seems like it would be hard for Luffy to fight Shanks, in my opinion.
and that's why I don't. At this point, I don't think he will. I also think Luffy has a lot of respect for like really strong people. Like as long as it doesn't interrupt his goal, I think Luffy would let Shanks fight Kid because he knows Shanks is strong. So I don't think he would, stop Kid. What it reminds me of is remember when Crocodile said, "I'm going with you to the war, but I'm going to kill Whitebeard." And then like Luffy's cool, but when he gets to the war, he stops him and he's like, "You can do that after we save Ace. Like
Yeah.
until Ace is free, like we need Whitebeard." So I kind of think of it like that. Like if Ace had been freed, I don't think Luffy would have really cared if Whitebeard and Crocodile fight. Same here.
Okay, that's a decent that's a decent way of explaining it. Now I can picture that a lot better. Um, I just think like Shanks is the dad that he didn't have. Like,
Hmm.
so it's I don't know. It's a little convoluted for me right now to see them fight and like at some point I feel like Blackbeard has to kill Shanks. I don't know. Like
Someone does.
somebody's got
Whether
to get
it's,
the guy out of here. I don't know how they're gonna do it, but they got to get that guy out of there.
I mean, whether it's I'm, whether it's Blackbeard, whether it's a Kanu, like someone's going to. Shanks is the strongest person in the world right now. So to me, it would make sense if somebody like I'm just blew his island up and he never even got a chance to fight back. Because I'm not sure anybody's winning a one. The only person who I think could win a one-on-one against Shanks is Kaido, and Kaido's cooked
But I
right
think Shanks would see the. I would think Shanks would see him coming though. His hockey's that strong.
Probably, but it might be a thing where it's like by the time he sees it, it doesn't matter. Like if he sees 30 seconds in advance and it's like, how am I gonna, get my whole crew to a ship and get out of here in 30 seconds when it's a whole island getting blown up?
Or he
So
jumps into the attack to save the crew.
would be tight. That would be
That would
so,
be sick.
that would be
Like
so
like
cool.
Conqueror's hockey sword into the attack to save.
That would be really
That
cool.
would be epic. That would
That
be
would
such
be
a cool
really
way
cool.
for Shanks to die.
That would be cool. If
And we
Oda's
know
watching,
and we know he has no problem giving up his limbs for no
yeah.
reason.
If Oda's watching, that's for free.
Yeah,
Like that's
we
a
gave
good way to get rid of Shanks.
no, that would be sick. Yeah, no, I thought 1081 great chapter. I'm all for getting Garp fights. Um, it's just cool to see another Monkey D fight.
Oh yeah.
I'm sick of waiting on Dragon. Who? Okay, here's the important thing. The important thing that came from the chapter. Who is the man marked by flames?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you think it's a new character, or do you think it's Akainu? Do you think it's Sabo? Do you think it's Dragon? Who do you think it is?
So I wonder if somebody from O'Hara survived.
Saul. You think it could be Saul?
No, I thought it was Saul, but we saw Saul is with somebody was just talking to Robin. Yeah, Vegapunk was just talking to Robin and said that he saw Saul. So
Okay.
it's not going to be Saul, but it would make sense if somebody who was caught in that fire at Vegapunk. Like, do you remember? And I'm not going to remember his name, but like there was that older guy that like taught Robin. Like Robin was real close to him, and she learned from him. Like
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it could be somebody like that who already knew the knowledge. He got burned up in that attack, and now he's a wanderer or something.
But how would that person be creating whirlpools and doing a ship by themselves? That was an old dude.
Now
The
that is
person,
true.
the person with the flame, like the
No,
scar,
you're right. You're right.
is sailing, and Luffy and them ran into him before. Yeah, I'll have to send you the link. I have. There's a point where Luffy and them are sailing, and they go past a whirlpool situation, and it's like a call. Like you can see. I'll send it to you.
Okay. All right.
But
Well, I have to. I'll
But
put that on
that's
my
why people think it's Dragon is because Dragon was there in the East
O'Hara.
Blue and he was there at Lobetown.
He's also
And
in
he
O'Hara.
clearly has a wild power.
Yeah, that would make Dragon
Like,
ridiculous.
Hurricane Wind, he could create whirlpools if he wanted.
I mean, that's fine. It's just
I don't know. It's just a theory.
for what Dragon wants to do, though. Like, if his enemy is really the world government, I feel like it wouldn't be hard to get his information about the poneglyph. Like, I feel like he'd be willing to give
No, he
that
has
up.
the information. He's the one with the information.
Right?
It may not be Dragon. I'm just saying that's what people have been theorizing.
I'm not fully against it. I'm not fully against it. It just Dragon seems a little obvious, but what are they saying is the flames, his tattoos?
I said that's why I did try to debunk it because of the tattoos. But I guess it's possibly he's burned somewhere on his body. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess we haven't really seen him.
Yeah.
Watch it be Smoker or some shit.
God, that'd be cool.
Final thought.
Smoker.
Final thought for me. I really like that all of Garp's moves are named after like space stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like Galaxy Fist and Blue Hole, which I guess is a play on Black Hole. Like, I really like that he has a space obsession. I don't know where that could come from, but I'm good with it.
Yeah, no, Garp's a bad dude. I'm excited we finally get to see him fight after all these years. Um, but yeah, I think we're on the same page with One Piece this week. Just ready to see more. Ready for these fights to pick up.
We're moving. So there's been a couple announcements in the last 2 weeks. The first one is in 2024, we are getting Godzilla X King Kong. Um,
Oh my
this
god.
is the fifth movie in a MonsterVerse.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think yeah.
this is the fifth movie in the MonsterVerse. In this one, Godzilla and King Kong will be working together from the beginning to fight a more dangerous threat. What could they be fighting this time?
It looks like a big ass orangutan.
I think that's supposed to be Kong.
It's red. He's red. It's got red fur.
I think
No,
that was just.
that thing is sitting above Kong's skull and Godzilla's skull. When they
See, I
zoom
know
back,
it.
that's a
So
big ass
I'll tell you how
orangutan.
I took that. I took that as because remember we found out in like the movie from like Vietnam or whatever, Kong's still young and growing.
Yeah.
So I think it's probably they're probably gonna say it's been a couple years since Kong's been down there. And remember, that place has more of that natural radiation they like. So I think Kong is probably getting a little bigger. So I'm thinking rule that's him on like his throne, kind of as a ruler. And he's getting a little bigger, a little more lengthy. That's just my guess.
I hope it's a big ass orangutan.
I feel like a gorilla should beat an orangutan like 10 times out of 10.
Probably. But orangutans are pretty big.
They are, but like, what's he gonna do? Jab him? Like if he just Ali
I
just
mean, if you're
hits him.
keeping Godzilla at bay and you're hitting Kong with, I mean, you're just pop, 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 pop.
I was
I
thinking
don't know. I don't know, but it looked like a big ass orangutan to me.
like we've used Ghidorah, we've used Mecha Godzilla. Space Godzilla is an option, but I don't think that'll happen because I think people would just kind of think it's cheesy.
Yeah, it's too. We need to like move away from the like
Fake
Godzilla.
Godzillas, yeah. But I don't remember too much from those older movies of all of his. Um,
He's got a lot of villains. They've got a lot of villains. I'm trying to think. Do you want to see some more of the other monsters?
to be honest with you, no, because none of them are really a threat. Like I will say, seeing Mothra was really cool.
Yeah.
And it was cool at the end of King of Monsters when you saw like all those monsters like awaken. Like some were coming like from under mountains, some were coming from different places. But
They don't have to fight. I just thought those were cool. Like I would like to
oh,
see
you
them
mean just see them? Oh yeah, I want to see them. Yeah, those were awesome.
because they like all came to like Ghidorah, and they
Yeah,
were like there, and we saw Rodon. Yeah, I mean, like we saw some. I just want to. I like to see them. I like the
yeah.
size and the scale. Like I just think it's cool them being there. They don't have to like fight them. Like
Okay.
they if they fought that like Turtle Mountain, like they just step on his face and it's
Yeah,
over.
he's
But
done.
I just like seeing monsters. I could care less if they fight.
Oh yo,
But
yeah, I want to see them. I
big ass
think
orangutan is going to be throwing haymakers, and I can't wait.
if they're rolling with a giant, but remember King Kong had an axe. What if like it is a giant orangutan with like nunchucks or something, and he's just destroying them?
If he
I don't know
had
why
the
I think nunchucks.
if he had the two-sided axe from Mummy Returns that the Anubis Knights carried, count me in because he's slicing and dicing King Kong and Godzilla for sure. But
So
that movie looks. I can't. I'm super excited. I'm in on monsters no matter what.
oh, I mean, and that's what I was gonna say. Like at the end of the day, I'm going to watch anything that has big ass monsters fighting each other.
Also, stop trying to make us give a shit about the people. We don't care. We don't care.
This is true. This
Just
is true.
give us monsters. If somebody gets stepped on, great. Do not. I don't. The last time we cared about somebody was the guy who said Godzilla. Godzilla. We care
Now,
about him.
are you saying you didn't like the little deaf girl in Godzilla versus King Kong? She wasn't deaf. She could hear, but she couldn't. The one who
She's
had the
silent.
sign.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her.
Fine. I like. He was a nice gal, but everybody else can just shove it. Let the monsters fight. Get out of the way.
I will admit, I'm here for the monsters, not the people. We
It
had
just
another
it
announcement.
takes too much of the story to try to introduce people and make us care. It's too hard to care when we've got Titans fighting on the screen.
This is true.
But I rest my case.
So finally, you're in. You're in on another
Oh
trip
yeah,
to the MonsterVerse.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'd go see it if Space Godzilla was coming, just to see, just to know.
yeah. I mean, who's not
Yeah,
gonna watch it? Who's not gonna watch it?
I understand we're overusing Godzilla, but one more is not going to kill us.
Can you think of a more iconic sound than Godzilla's scream or his, roar? Because I feel like they've mastered it in these new movies.
More iconic.
Like,
Uh, the lightsaber pinging or coming up
yeah,
open,
okay,
like
that
the
is a good one. That hum of the
but
light.
as like a roar or something,
I
or
think
like
only one thing is close as like a creature sound.
the
You're gonna
um,
say it.
the T Rex.
Yep, that's the only thing close. The T Rex from Godzilla. I mean, from Jurassic Park.
I'm sure that sounds part of this.
You think so?
I'm sure it's part of the Godzilla roar.
It's the Godzilla roars really the first time in like the 2014 movie
Hmm.
when like you hear him roar like a couple times, but I remember the first time like I'm in theaters in the 2014 movie. I think it's when they get to like San Francisco and he walks and he does his roar and it's so loud like the like shit starts moving like there's shit hung up that goes it's so impressive. It's so impressive.
Do you think it's more iconic than the baby Godzillas getting killed at Madison Square Garden?
That movie is so bad that it's really good.
We should have had that on our list because that movie's
That,
terribly awesome.
that movie's like they dump fish. They
So
dump a bunch of fish. It's
he
like,
is weaving in and out of skyscrapers.
hey,
He
then
jumps out of skyscraper.
they finally kill it, and they're like, "Oh, that was the baby Godzilla."
Oh my god.
Yeah, that movie was so bad that it's actually really fun to watch. You're
Um,
right; that should have been on the list.
yeah, I don't know what this spurred that, but I don't know why they decided to make those little Godzilla look like that, but it was
Who
something.
who thought, we're going Godzilla and we need Matthew Broderick.
Me,
We need Inspector Gadget.
me, I casted that. That was amazing.
That's a movie. That is a choice.
That is, yeah. Uh, no, count me all the way on a monsters. I'm always going to check them out. It may not always work, but I will check them out.
No, I'm with you. All right. So another announcement, some up and coming was another announcement was made of some up and coming. It's called Maude versus Maude.
Yeah, tell me more.
It's,
Why are you so interested?
so one, it's Halle Berry and Angelina Jolie, which if you're asking 13-year-old Kadeem, he's like, this is meat in hand television right here. Like these are two of the most beautiful women he's ever seen. Um, but I enjoy a good spy movie, and
Yeah.
this one is supposed to be James Bond meets Jason Bourne, which conceptually is really freaking cool. It sounds a little bit like John Wick, but it's just really freaking cool. So I'm gonna be into it. Where do you stand on this?
Okay, so the concept is great.
Hmm.
Bond versus Bourne, and they did a great job casting. They got two ladies who we've seen kick ass for years of their career. We know they can do the stunts. We know they can kick ass. That's plain and simple. Halle Berry, John Wick, Angelina Jolie's She Wanted, Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like we've
Hmm.
seen these ladies kick ass on screen before, and now they get to potentially fight each other. Is what it looks like it's going to be.
Yeah,
Um, Count me in for this because I trust these ladies to deliver kick-ass performances. I don't know the material. Bond versus Bourne. Uh, wasn't Jason Bourne like enhanced?
I just remember him being like just a mean ass brawler.
I think
Like
he was enhanced.
he held like a book up to somebody's head and just beat the book until he was ridiculous.
Yeah,
I
and
am I am willing to bet a not insignificant amount of money that Charlize Theron is going to be in this movie. Don't ask me why. This is the type of movie Charlize Theron is in. I am willing to bet that Charlize Theron shows up in this movie.
We need a third kick-ass woman.
Charlize Theron's good, dude. Like,
Yeah, she's.
I like her. I like Charlize Theron in movies.
I mean, yeah. I mean, she can do. I mean, she can literally do everything. Um,
So,
so now that we've kind of talked it over, I'm definitely more in than I was when you sent it to me because I didn't get the gist. But now that we looked into it a little bit more, um, I think it's got a lot of potential. I think these ladies are going to deliver for sure.
I do. But which one would you bet is the Bond? Which one would you bet is the Bourne?
Because we've seen Halle Berry kick ass more recently, I'm going to give her the benefit of the doubt and say she would be the Bourne,
Hmm.
and Angelina Jolie is going to be more of the tactician, like skilled, like not skilled, but they're both going to be super skilled. But like Bond's a little more smooth.
Hmm.
Bourne was, like you said, more of a brawler type. And we saw Halle Berry with John Wick recently, where she was, I mean, kicking ass in any possible way. So I think it'll be split up that way.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. Well, either way, we are both in on Mod versus Mod.
Yes.
This is something I want to know if you're in on. Rumors are that Adam Driver is going to be cast as Reed Richards in the upcoming Fantastic Four series. How do you feel about Adam Driver as Reed?
Um, I wanted him to be Doctor Doom,
Hmm.
if anything, because I think he has that voice, and I think he has. Um, I think he could wear a mask very well and do a good job, like he did
As
for the most
Kylo.
part as Clio Ren. Um, so I don't know. I don't know why I don't see him as Reed Richards. I just don't think he matches up. Similar to 65 million, I just thought he was overcast. I think he'd be a better villain than a hero.
So for me, this works based off who they cast as Johnny and who they cast as Ben. If you have two big personalities, like Johnny has to be a huge personality. Johnny has to be a rock star.
Yes.
We have to look at Johnny and be like, damn, I want to be him. If you nail that for Johnny and you get somebody for Ben who has good chemistry with Kylo, I'm with Adam Driver, this works. This I think it works. Reed is the character I honestly care the least about in the Fantastic Four, which and I know it's his team, so that's weird to say, but I'd never really liked Reed Richards.
He's not a likable person.
No, and he's not supposed to be like he's kind of supposed to be like an arrogant ass who thinks he knows everything.
He kind
So
of
I'm okay with it. This will work for me solely based off of who else is cast. Does
You know,
anybody? Hmm,
who had the right personality to play Johnny, but I
who?
never thought he like was a star. Would have been Zac Efron,
I was gonna say that,
but I don't think he's a star. Like I don't know, and he got his jaw messed up. I don't know. There's just something about it that he doesn't have anymore. But
but
he
like
like he had the body, he had the kind of like the
the
charisma,
charisma, yeah.
he had the flame on. Like I don't know. It felt like it could have been him, but
You know
I
who
don't
would be
think he
perfect?
lost
I just think he's a little too old.
me.
Did you see the newest Top Gun movie?
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
Not
Oh,
my.
the
Yeah, you know exactly who I'm talking about. You know
oh,
exactly who I'm talking about.
he's perfect. I don't even think he's too old. I think he has a young enough look. If he tanned a little bit extra, I think he would look young enough to do it.
I,
He is perfect. What is something Glenn no, Glenn Powell is his name.
for those of y'all watching, I'm horrible with names,
Glenn Powell's
so
his name.
I'll say the guy from that thing, and Doug has to fill y'all in.
Miles Teller deserves another chance at a superhero.
He did. They actually didn't make that. Here's the thing. I
The
don't
first
consider
the
him
first
doing a
30
bad
minutes.
job
The first 30
because
minutes was good.
no matter who you put in that role, that movie's gonna suck. So you can't say he did a bad job.
First 30
I'll
minutes
tell
was
you, I can't tell you who I want to be Ben Grimm or anybody else. I can tell you who I want to be Doom.
Fassbender.
Give me Fassbender as Doctor Doom,
Here's the thing.
please.
I know, I get it. Fassbender, that's what he's good at. It's what he's good at.
Oh,
But you just can't keep casting him.
I don't care. I don't care. I want a really good
It's
time.
unfortunate, but you just can't. You know who I was going to say could be Ben Grimm, but he's kind of already played. Batista could do Ben Grimm.
Well, yeah.
But
Yeah.
I wouldn't cast him, but I'm saying I think he could do the job. I think he would do a good enough job with the physicality, and he's got. I just think he has like I just think he does a good job with chemistry with people. Like I think in his movies he just does a decent job of like I don't know he makes you care.
Not even being funny. John Cena saying it's clobbering time could feed families. That could feed movie theaters would show up to see John Cena.
Because we've already had Batista in Marvel. I'm telling you right now, if John Cena doesn't get the gig as All Might, he's Ben Grimm for sure.
But I don't know. I can't think of.
I think Johnny Storm's tough. You got to find a young, kick-ass dude who's charismatic, who you think he could sleep with anybody, and it's just got to be he's got to be that guy. He's got to look like you want to hit him with a beer bottle outside of a bar.
That was so fucked up. They fucked him up bad. The thing was,
when I read that, I was like, Kadeem, what's going on? They just hit Johnny with the bottle.
The thing with Johnny that I think helps is I don't think you need a huge name. Like you said, you need a huge personality, not a huge name. I don't think Chris Evans was a really big name at the time he got.
No.
And I thought he did great as Johnny Storm.
Yeah.
So I think Johnny, you can the role you have to absolutely nail is Doom. Yes. This doesn't work if we don't like Doom. From there, if you give us a excellent Doom and a fun Johnny, then we can mold the rest a little.
That's fine. Yeah, I agree with that. Should be interesting. I mean, let me ask you this because I know how I feel about the original Fantastic Four. How did you like them? The original ones?
Movies. I like those movies. They're pretty good.
Yeah, I feel like they should have just waited until now to like try to redo it the first time. Like did we really need one? I mean, I know Silver Surfer wasn't great, but like were they the worst movies? No.
Fishburne's voice as the Silver Surfer was magnificent.
Yes, it was.
When he holds him by the throat and says, "All that you know is at an end," I was like, "Oh, this is cinema."
No, you're right. That's a perfect voice.
Yeah, the movie stunk, but yeah. I like him.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'm with you. So I'm interested.
The guy that played Doom in that was actually solid. The dude from Nip Tuck.
I love that guy.
He was a solid Doom.
Don't get me started on Nip Tuck. I'll go off on a tangent. What a show. Yeah, no, I like I can't remember his name. He's in an FBI show now on like ABC or CBS or something.
I know who could play Ben Grimm.
It's John Cena. You already described it.
The same guy that was Luke Cage. I'm not even being funny. I'm not being funny. He could definitely be Ben Grimm.
He could.
You see it.
He could.
You see it.
He just sucks. I'm sorry. Like the first season of Luke Cage was good. They got boosted by having
Mahershala
on there, but he just sucks.
He could be Ben Grimm.
He could. You're right. You're not wrong. He could be, but damn it, if you could get John Cena, get John Cena.
Next week we'll have a couple names, I guess, that we can play with as fan cast. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm just picking one of the girls from Euphoria as Susan Storm. Don't even watch Euphoria, so if she sucks, she sucks. Don't know.
What's her face? The blonde chick.
Sweeney.
What's her face? Her and Glenn Powell are in a movie together right now.
But see, she has to be older. She has to be like 9 years older than Johnny.
So?
That's the thing.
They're in a romantic comedy together. If they're sleeping together, they can make age work.
If she can be like 9 years older than Johnny,
she could be blonde. She could be Susan Storm.
Okay. So next week we'll have
right there. Reed Richards. You've got Adam Driver, Ben Grimm, John Cena. Glenn Powell as Johnny and Sweeney as Storm. That's a good 4. And then you go get Fassbender to make you happy.
Now,
We're cooking with gas.
I would take. It's a lot of white people, but I would take that and Fassbender.
Which black people do you see in the Fantastic Four?
I want the thing.
You'll never know he's black. You'll never know.
That's why y'all can give it to us. It hurts nothing. Nobody is harmed by this.
We gave you a black Johnny last time, and they threw it away. They threw it
Is that
away.
why the movie was bad? He is the one. Hold on, wait. I like Michael B. Jordan. I really
We
do.
had mixed siblings, and people hated it.
When they had him just running the test, and he was like, "Oh, are you ready? All right, flame on." And it turns on. I was like, "That's not how that's done. That's you got to give it to me.
Yeah.
You got to give it to me with the flame on." But
if Michael B. Jordan was playing the Kazakage, he would have given more effort. That's for damn sure.
Goodbye. All right, we're moving on. All right.
All right, where are we going next?
Our draft for this week, a little morbid, but it's our top 5 worst ways to die. These are the ways we would least like to end our existence. Douglas, you have the first pick this week.
Okay,
what is
guys.
The worst way to go out.
My first pick is being buried alive.
Okay.
I am terrified of being buried alive.
Okay.
Yeah. Did you ever see that Ryan Reynolds movie where he was buried alive?
I did not.
Does
he have a cell phone like in there?
Yeah. I could never make it through it. It freaked me the fuck out. So I could never. Buried alive is my number 1.
So my number 1 was kind of like buried alive. Have you ever seen like the movies where people are caught in a bank vault and like in 30 minutes they run out of air?
Yeah.
That. Just knowing that every breath I take is going to kill me. That.
Okay. So bank vault / suffocation.
Yeah.
But knowing you're gonna suffocate is worse.
That's what it is. Knowing that it's coming. That scares the shit out of me.
My number 2 is being burned alive. Watching your skin like melt and shit as you like lose consciousness just sounds terrible.
I feel like the worst part of that is that your eyes are gonna melt.
Everything's melting.
Yeah, that's fuck no.
Now, if I'm Brooke from One Piece, yo,
your hair burns.
But I just drink milk and I'm fine. Go ahead. You're number 2.
This is going to sound ridiculous because there's literally no pain involved. But falling out of something really, really high. Like you fall off of like a tall building or a plane. And it's just because you know there's nothing that's going to stop this. And I like to think that no matter what, if I have some chance of fighting it, I'm cool fighting it. Like you could say I get mauled by a bear, like that's gonna suck. But if I'm just slowly falling and getting towards the ground, and I'm like, yeah, there's no doubt this is going to kill me. I feel like I'm gonna have a mental heart attack before I even hit the ground. Like I'll be dead even before I hit the ground.
Yeah, that is terrifying, and I just picture Homelander just laughing at you as you're falling. Like he's the one who pushed you out of the plane without a parachute.
That's a really best.
You have a parachute. You have a parachute on, and Homelander pushes you and grabs it at the same time, and he's just flying next to you, laughing the entire way down.
God, I can't wait till the boys comes back.
Me too. My number 3, radiation poisoning, like what happened in like Chernobyl or something like that. Like just slowly dying from just you just losing your hair, your skin's falling apart. You got radiation burns all over. Radiation, like dying from radiation, sounds just traumatic and terrible.
All right. For my 3, I'm proving to be a hypocrite because I just said I'd fight a bear, but being eaten alive, like I hope that if I ever do get attacked by a predator, he kills me before he eats me. Like I can't imagine being kind of limp and him starting at my legs.
Like
Like,
an anaconda, like an anaconda. They break all your stuff in here, but you're still.
yeah, see, yeah, that's a gigantic no. Just please, just kill me first. Let me kill myself. I'll
What?
help.
Oh.
I'll help. Just
Yeah,
let
no,
me.
that does sound awful. It like yeah, just ugh. Um, I'm gonna go with getting skinned alive.
What is this? The fucking Middle Ages?
It sounds terrible, does it not?
Like the flayed man on Game of Thrones?
Yeah, I don't want to be somebody's tapestry. You know, like I don't want you to eat off of my skin.
That's fair. I didn't. Okay. I mean, yeah, that would suck. It meets the criteria. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, no, it sounds awful. So your number four is what?
Being stung to death by bees? No, you can laugh all you want.
That does sound awful, but like
Like, if 250 bees swarm you and just start stinging you, and there's nowhere to really go, that
you
is
think
the.
250 could kill you? I think it would take more.
I mean,
I'm just spitballing
I
here, but
don't know. Here's the thing. I know one's gonna hurt like hell.
you think
Just
one bee sting hurts?
yeah, I think one's gonna hurt. So I don't know if I've ever been stung by a bee though. Like,
You've had a tattoo.
yeah. Okay, so is it the same as like 250 tattoo guns on my skin at once? Because
But it stays in you.
yeah, that kind of might
Okay,
make me go limp.
here's the stat.
Okay.
The average person can safely tolerate 10 stings per pound of body weight. So, roughly 500 stings can kill a child, and roughly 1,100 stings could kill an adult. So 250 is not doing anything to you.
Yeah, we need to multiply that times 10. Yeah, so maybe I just kick a couple hives or something. I fall into a honey making facility or something, but yeah, that's still gonna suck.
Oh man, woo, that self-deprecation really gets you.
So,
My number five is gonna be drowning. I think drowning would suck. You're just
okay.
taking on water. Your lungs are filling up. It's just, I don't know. You're just losing a battle. Like you're still fighting and trying to get to the top, and you
Hmm.
just can't get there, and you're just drowning. Yeah, I don't know. It sounds really bad.
That's fair. Mine is being stranded somewhere and starving to death.
Ooh, like an island.
Yeah, I
Can't
can't
find anything
imagine.
to eat.
I can't imagine I like my ship sinks and I find an island and there's just nothing there.
Now, question: do you think you would survive water longer because of the extra weight you just made fun of?
Maybe I'm gonna be miserable. Yeah, it's great to live for 12 days instead of 10 with no food. That's awesome.
Just something to think about. Us fat guys got to stick together.
Be happy for the little thing.
Yeah, no, those are a lot of bad ways to die. I
Yeah,
am not interested.
that was
I just want to go peacefully in the night.
the dream. Or fighting a band of ninjas while my friends and family get away. That's really the goal. Just making a standoff against the bad guys.
And then Shredder pops out and bah, with his claw.
Jesus. Okay, so we're gonna do something a little different.
Okay.
I am going to give you two different things, and you are going to tell me which one you are more likely to believe.
Okay.
For most of these, I don't think you'll believe either. But
I have
which
to
one
pick
of,
one?
yeah, which one of these makes the most sense to you? You ready?
Yep.
All right. Which of these are you more likely to believe? One, that the government has a machine that controls the weather.
God, I love that theory. Okay, keep
Or
going.
two, that the cure for cancer actually exists, but it will never be made public because cancer is used to help control population.
Unfortunately, my love for George Bush's hurricane machine is outweighed by my thoughts that cancer has been solved. It just is worth too much money to not. So
Okay.
I'm going to say I believe cancer has been solved more likely than a hurricane machine.
Really? Okay. Alrighty.
That fucking George Bush. God damn it.
This is a good one. Or I think so.
Yep.
What are you more likely to believe? That any picture we've seen of a UFO was actually an alien, or that any picture we've seen of Bigfoot was actually a Sasquatch?
Alien.
Yeah,
I,
not, not a Sasquatch guy.
you guys have to miss me on Sasquatch. I like. Here's the thing: if people thought Sasquatch was real, knowing Americans, we would hunt that fucker down,
This is
and
true.
he'd be on display in a museum, stuffed to the gills. It's just how people are.
This is fair.
And aliens, like I already believe that there's something out there anyway. And
Hmm.
the concept that we could photograph them so many times is kind of out there, but like at the same time, I know humanity would go out and hunt the Sasquatch down if it was real.
Okay, so nothing for Sasquatch with you. I dig it.
What do you think? I mean, what do you pick? Because like I don't you think people would go after Sasquatch and like have already killed it at this point?
I would
It's not that big
believe.
of a thing anyway. Like Sasquatch isn't that big.
I would believe something if something like Sasquatch was alive. I would believe it was possible for it to exist before we had really explored the entire country. If
Okay.
like obviously we didn't have like cameras back then, but if like some like fur trapper, like if some groups of fur trappers in like the 1600s shot the shit out of what they thought was a bear, and somebody was like, this was actually like a giant ape, I'd believe something like that. But we really have like pretty much the whole country explored. Like you said, people would just like with ARs would just hop in a truck and go hunt them.
Yeah,
It would
it would be
it
a
would yeah,
trophy. Yeah, I mean,
unbelievable.
it's a cool concept. It's just like I don't know. I just think there would be more hard evidence than did it happen? TV shows that come on at 11:30 at night.
Those are great entertainment. Like you can look down your nose at them all you want.
But that's why
I
they're but that's why they're on at
respect
11:30 at night.
they are respectable. All
What's
right.
the next one?
What are you more likely to believe? And these are kind of the same. I kind of split hairs here, but still. That psychics can actually see the future, or that the people who consider themselves mediums can actually talk to ghosts. You gotta give me one.
The first one because I think the second ones like the ones that can talk to ghosts. I just feel like they prey on people
I do too.
and like I don't like that as much. Like I just think they fish really hard for something, and then they like when they catch a little something, they just dig into it and dig into it and dig into it, and you're the one feeding them the information as you go, and it makes them like their job seem easier and like it's happening. So I'll say seeing in the future because really you could guess somebody's gonna get a new job, you could guess somebody's gonna buy a car, like I, I don't know. I don't think that's as harmful as
Mhm.
what mediums could be because if you really think you're talking to your loved one that you miss like crazy, you're probably going to come back and you're going to give more money away. So I think the medium thing's more hateful in my opinion.
Okay, so let me ask this, just like outside of this question, do you believe in ghosts?
Mm, I think our mind created that. Like I think it's in our head.
Hmm.
I think like that feeling when you're tired and you think you see something. I think it's
Hmm.
your mind making up for the space.
Okay,
Like it's a shadow in your mind. Like the shadow is probably there or some like in your room, but you're manifesting it into a shape. Or
I see that. I know what you're
also
saying.
like here's the thing: we've monopolized Ghost for TV and things like that. At this point, everybody gets the same thing. It's a reading on a little machine that nobody else has except for these guys who are doing the show. I don't know. I just if they were real, cool. But in my mind, it's like we're making it up in here, but we're like seeing it out there, like because it's just in our mind, I believe.
So, like, Kadeem does not believe in ghosts, but Kadeem does not believe in it strong enough to test it. Like if you said, "Hey, we're all gonna spend the night at this abandoned insane asylum," I'd be like, "No."
But that's the thing is you're preparing yourself. You know you're going somewhere where something was crazy. Your
Right.
mind's already working. Don't you think at that point you want to see something, so your mind's already working in that
Possibly.
way?
It's
Like
it's
you're
just it's just not something I'm gonna test. Like, for
no,
example, I
I
don't
understand,
believe it.
but think about it that way is like your mind knows you're going somewhere that's scary.
Hmm.
Like is it gonna create like is it gonna work that way?
Quite possibly. It's just if you, I'm not going. I mean,
I
if
wouldn't go either. I'm not
yeah,
into that at all. But
yeah.
I do think my mind would fuck with me.
Okay, so we're on the same page here. This is the last one. These are the two of the more popular ones.
Okay.
What are you more likely to believe? That aliens built the pyramids,
Ooh.
or that we are all currently living in a simulation?
Uh, I guess the pyramids.
Hmm.
I don't know I guess the simulation thing. Like what like when did that become a thing after the Matrix?
I want to say this was like, I mean, I think after the Matrix, it was like kind of more streamlined, but I want to say this blew up like in the last like 10 years.
Yeah. So like
Because it's like a meme now. Like something weird happens, you're like, oh, the simulation's glitching. Like,
I know, but like to me that's just a play off the Matrix.
yeah,
Like I guess the aliens helping build the pyramids would be cool, even though at this point it feels like we've seen pretty solid evidence of how they were created.
yeah.
Like we know that it took a massive effort and it took a lot of ingenuity, but I don't, if aliens helped create, why would they help us build a pyramid? Why?
I'm just
Why
gonna say,
are they
if
there?
you give me 60,000 slaves, well, I can build about anything. That is the truth. There
Well,
was,
if I said that, it would be outrageous.
well, because you'd build up the country and then not give reparations. So we're we're looking at this two different ways.
You build one railroad and people treat you different.
All right, so we have we have some questions for this week.
Let's get it.
Question number one: would you rather be an all-time great actor? So think of your Denzels, Tom Hanks, like a excellent career of acting, or a Hall of Fame athlete, and you pick the sport.
Ooh, that's tough. I'm gonna pick acting for me. I just love movies. I don't know. I just love it. Like I just think it would be so cool to be on like the marquee of like a major motion picture. Like
Hmm.
you know how fucking cool it had to be Robert Downey Jr. when he was on top with Iron Man. Like
Pretty cool.
I or like Denzel after Training Day. Like you just delivered the most kick-ass performance ever. Like I don't know. That'd be so cool. But then you could be the best athlete. Like you could be. I don't know. I think I'm gonna pick actor just because I love movies so much.
Okay, I would pick athlete
Yeah.
just because I feel like I'm a little hotter in my prime. Like I feel like as a movie star, you're kind of always hot. Now there are people like DiCaprio and shit who were probably bigger than almost every athlete, but if you told me I could be a shooting guard in the NBA, play 15 seasons, win two rings, and make a couple All-Star games, like I'd take that. That's a
Yeah.
good life.
I mean, it sounds fantastic, but like, I think your shelf life's smaller as an
Oh
athlete.
yeah,
So
oh
like,
yeah,
I still get to have, I still could maybe have like a comeback in
yeah.
my later years when I can play older roles or something.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I think it's a great question. I love that. It's great. But I think I'm gonna pick star actor.
Okay. This was somebody trying to get to know us a little more. What's your drink of choice when you go out?
Now it's a White Claw because I just can't. My stomach, after years of abuse, I just can't take it anymore. So now I drink a White Claw or a couple White Claws and I'm done. I'm very lightweight at this point.
So for me, if I'm like pre-gaming and if it, I'm like trying to get drunk, it's Hennessy. Um, if I'm already like out at the bar and I'm just trying to maintain a good buzz, then I'll just like do a cranberry juice and vodka or something. Um, Not too specific once I've already been drinking, but to start drinking, it's always Hennessy.
Yeah. I'm none. I mean, you used to leave the sports bar out to go out to your car to have a bottle of Hennessy out there. So we've always
Yes.
known who you were and what you were about.
Those were great. I was a rock star in my youth.
Rob Lucci, one of the greats, one of the all-time greats.
Uh, Final one. I like this one. What is the biggest fear you had as a child that you grew out of?
Oh, okay. So here you go. I used to sleep next to my parents' bed when I was young because I knew for a fact my father could not beat Michael Myers or Jason in a fight. And I used to just be scared, man. I just was scared, and I knew for a fact we had no shot. So like, I would lay like my parents' bed was on the corner, and I would lay on the far side where I would be the last one they got to, and I knew we were cooked. I just
Oh no, wait. So like you weren't sleeping there to help your dad.
no, we were cooked, dude. We didn't have a chance. But I knew that, so I lined myself up last in the row on the ground next to their bed, and that's where I slept because I just knew.
Did your parents know that was the reason?
Probably they just knew I was scared.
That's great.
Yeah. So I also used to be very scared of dolls because I saw Chucky on
Damn it.
VHS when I was like 6 years old.
Damn it. That
Was
was
that yours?
one.
I'm sorry.
I used to
I
be
didn't know.
really scared of dolls. Like
Yeah, I don't know.
my mom used to collect like there were these weird ass like designer dolls that you would like put in the room and like she would call them her babies. It was super fucking creepy. And like I remember one time we had just moved into our new house and like we had a big empty room that really wasn't filled yet. So she just kind of filled them with her dolls.
Oh no.
And it's like they were all filled and in the middle, like at the very end of the room, in the middle was this really big one who wore red. And like she was almost as tall as I was.
What?
And I remember I walked in there one day, and that was the moment when I realized that dolls' eyes follow you.
In your
And
head, yes.
I just remember looking like this, and like when I looked at the big red one, I just knew she was like the leader, and I was like, oh.
That is so scary, dude. Oh my god.
I didn't go in that room for months.
Your mom speaks to the devil. You know that, right?
No, she got rid of those things. I think because of us. Like me and
Yeah.
my brother were terrified.
Dude, that is so frightening.
No, it was seriously
You lock
creepy.
your door every night?
Did I what?
Did you lock your bedroom door?
Oh, my bedroom door didn't lock.
Dude, I'd be so scared. Any sound, I would have been like, oh shit.
Yeah, my door didn't lock. You just put SpongeBob on and went to sleep and hoped you woke up.
You just hope that nobody came in during the night.
That's all
Dude,
it was.
dolls are frightening, man. I still don't like dolls to this day.
Oh
Don't
no,
trust
they're
it. I don't
fucking
trust it.
creepy. Fucking
But
creepy.
those were three really good questions. Really, really good.
Thank you to everybody who submitted. Once again, if you ever want to submit one, hit us up on Twitter. We appreciate the love.
Yeah, guys, and also go follow us on TikTok. Go follow us on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button. Help us out. We're gonna keep coming back out to you guys with content every week. Kadeem, great job today, man. You really killed it.
Appreciate it. It was a nice week off. Had to get things done, but happy to be back in the lab.
All right, man. Well, we'll see you guys same time next week. Kadeem, anything else before we get out of here?
Nope, I'm good.
All
Y'all
right,
have a
guys.
great one.
That's off topic. See you next time.
Yep.